Humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 9, Chapter 1, King Sadyumna becomes a woman. Verse 1 to 20, 22nd. Text 1. King Parikshit said, My Lord Sukdev Goswami, you have elaborately described all the periods of the various Manus and within those periods the wonderful activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead who has unlimited potency. I am fortunate to have heard all of this from you. Text 2 to 3. Satyavrata, the saintly king of Dravida Desa, who received spiritual knowledge at the end of last millennium by the grace of the Supreme, later became Vaivavastha Manu, the son of Vaivasvan in the next Manvandra period of Manu. I have received this knowledge from you. I also understand that such kings as Ikshvaku were his sons, as you have already explained. Text 4. O greatly fortunate Sukadev Goswami, O great Brahmana, kindly describe to us separately the dynasties and characteristics of all those kings, for we are always eager to hear such topics from you. Text 5. Kindly tell us about the abilities of all the celebrated kings born in the dynasty of Vaivavastha Manu, including those who have already passed, those who may appear in the future, and those who exist at present. Text 6. Sut Goswami said, when Sukdev Goswami, the greatest knower of religious principles, was thus requested by Maharaj Parikshit in the assembly of the scholars learned in Vedic knowledge, he then proceeded to speak. Text 7. Sukdev Goswami continued, O king, subduer of your enemies, now hear from me in great details about the dynasty of Manu. I shall explain as much as possible, although one could not say everything about it, even in hundreds of years. Text 8. The transcendental supreme person, the super soul of all living entities, who are in different status of life, high and low, existed at the end of millennium when neither this manifested cosmos nor anything else him but him existed. Text 9. O King Parikshit, from the navel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead was generated a golden lotus, on which the four faced Lord Brahma took his birth. Text 10. From the mind of Lord Brahma, Marichi took birth. From the semen of Marichi, Kashyapa appeared, and from Kashyapa by the womb of Daksha's daughter Aditi, Vevasvan took birth. Text 11 to 12. O king, best of the Bharata dynasty, from Vivasvan, from by the womb of Samjana, Shraddha Manu was born. Shraddha Manu, having conquered his senses, begot 10 sons in the womb of his wife Shraddha. The names of these sons were Ikshvaku, Narga, Saryati, Dishta, Drishta, Karusaka, Narisyanta, Prasadhara, Nabhaga, and Kavi. Text 13. Manu at first had no sons, therefore, in order to get a son from him, the great saint Vashishta, who was very powerful in spiritual knowledge, performed a sacrifice to satisfy the demigods Mitra and Varuna. Text 14. During that sacrifice, Shraddha, Manu's wife, who was observing the vow of subsisting only by drinking milk, approached the priest offering the sacrifice, offered obeisances to him, and begged for a daughter. Text 15. Told by the chief priest now offer oblations, the person in charge of oblations took clarified butter to offer. He then remembered the request of Manu's wife and performed the sacrifice while chanting the word Vasat. Text 16. Manu had begun the sacrifice for the sake of getting a son, but because the priest was diverted by the request of Manu's wife, a daughter named Ila was born. Upon seeing the daughter, Manu was not very not very satisfied. Thus he spoke to his guru Vashisht as follows. Text 17. My lord, all of you are expert in chanting the Vedic mantras. How then has the result been opposite to the one desired? This is a matter of lamentation. There should have been such a reversal of the results of the Vedic mantras. Text 18. You are all self control, well balanced in mind, and aware of the absolute truth. And because of austerities and penances, you are completely cleansed of all material contamination. Your words, like those of the demigods, are never baffled. Then, how is it possible that your determination has failed? Text 19. The most powerful great grandfather Vashisht, after hearing these words from Manu, understood the discrepancy on the part of the priest. Thus, he spoke as follows to the son of the sun god. Text 20. That this discrepancy in the object is due to your priest deviation from the original purpose. However, by my own prowess, I shall give you a godson. Text 21. Sukdev Goswami said, O King Parikshit, after the most famous and powerful Vashish made this decision, he offered prayers to the Supreme Person Vishnu to transform Ila into a male. Text 22. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Controller, being pleased with Vashisht, gave him the benediction he desired. Thus, Ila was transformed into very fine male named Sadyumna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Over to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Shivani Mataji, for reading translations today. Thank you, Sundarananda Prabhuji, for giving me this opportunity. I'll start with a brief praise. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavate Uttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naishriki. Thank you all devotees for joining today. So today we are starting the new Chanto 9 and the chapter 1, King Sajjimna become the woman. So in this chapter we will see how Sajjimna Maharaj, like first he had born as an woman and then he will be changed into the form of a man. So in this chant also we'll be seeing the different devotee stories also. As you all know, like Srimad Bhagavatam is all about like different devotee stories. Listening to that is the only the importance of the devotion what we can do in the further. So in the previous chanto, the last chapter, we have ended with Satyavata Maharaj, where like Lord has shown him the Matsya avatar. So in this chapter, we'll be starting how the king become the woman. So in the text one, uh, so here the Parikshit Maharaj, like he was very thankful to Sukadev Goswami. So Parikshit Maharaj was addressing him as a lord, and he was very thankful. So whatever he had explained, everything from last previous chapters we have seen. Um so here, why he is calling him as a lord or deva, whatever it is. So as we all know, like who sat in the guru position, so he is addressing as a like a guru dev. So in that way, in that context, he was addressing him as a Lord Sukadev Goswami. So uh, here Parikshit Maharaj is telling, you have explained me like. about the different mantras and the manus and also like wonderful activities of the Supreme Lord. So, and Parikshit Maharaj is also like he was. Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry. And Parikshit Maharaj is also like he's saying that he's very fortunate to hear all about the activities of Lord and everything, and even like he was directly hearing what Sukadev Goswami was saying about all different mantras and manus, whatever it is. So directly hearing from him and uh, the Parikshit Maharaj is also saying that each and every word, whatever was spoken by Sukadev Goswami, so he's very fortunate about that, hearing from him. And even we are also very fortunate, like the whatever the Srimad Bhagavatam is given, like everything was directly given. So, like not only the Parikshit Maharaj, even we are also very fortunate. He was addressing like that. And in the second shloka, um, in the before chanto, he was like explaining about the Satyavata Maharaj, right? So we have completed that story, and the Parikshit Maharaj was so eager to learn more and more about the different manus and those all manvantras period, what have happened. So, and he was also saying that you have given me the knowledge from um, knowledge about like different Maharajas and different mantras and everything. And Parikshit Maharaj is reminding him that you have told me about the Satyavata Maharaj, and he had become the Manu, and his son was Vishwasvan, and so he's popular like as a Vaivasta Manu. From Satyavata Manu family only. This is this Vaivasta Manu has come, and he is also the son of Satyavata. And you also told me about these. I have heard from you, like he was saying that you have explained me everything. Then Parikshit Maharaj is also reminding, like, can you please explain me about the next generation? I'm so eager to learn about the next generation, what is happening and everything. He was asking in the text too, and next in the text tree, uh, like Parikshit Maharaj is requesting Sukadev Goswami, like you have explained me about the Ishwaku and the other kings who have come. Can you please explain me about the next generation who have come in those Manus? And he was asking. So in so next in the Vaivasta Manu, how many kings have come? I want to know about them all. He was asking, and he's also saying that in Vaivasamanu, few kings have come in future, and we see few kings are like in future, whatever have come. So I just want to know about them all. He was asking, can you please explain me about that, the further kings and the generations, what have come? And so um, here the Parikshit Maharaj is asking to explain the what is going to happen. So in the future. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, this is given that. So not only about the present or past, whatever is happening, Sukadev Goswami is also explaining about the future things, whatever are happening. That was given in this Srimad Bhagavatam. So like we know that in the Kali Yuga, Lord Buddha have come. So he gave in so this Srimad Bhagavatam was explained in Dwapar Yuga, but the Lord Buddha had come in Kali Yuga, as we also know that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have come in this Kali Yuga. But Srimad Bhagavatam was explained in around like 5,000 years ago, but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have come here in the 500 years ago. And we also know like in Kali Yuga, like Chanakya Pandit. So these are like few things which have happened in the future also. Um, but Srimad Bhagavatam, they have explained not only like past and what is happening in the present, even the future, what is going to happen. They have explained everything. So this is the reason like Parikshit Maharaj was like so confident. Whatever like Sukadev Goswami spoke in Srimad Bhagavatam is so true. So he want to learn more and more. So that's the reason he was requesting Sukadev Goswami. Can you please explain me about the future Manvantras or future Manus who have come and how their king generations, next generations, what have happened. So that's the reason they were explaining about, that's the reason he was asking. So he was so eager to know about those all things. So here, Sukadev Goswami like continue starting saying, he started speaking and he explained about the different Manu dynasties and Sukadev Goswami is also saying to Parikshit Maharaj, I about the what I was explaining about this Manu dynasty. So these I could not explain in like 1 or 2 days or something like that. So for each Manus, what I need to explain, it will take completely like more than 100 years or something like that. He was taking. But as we all know that Parikshit Maharaj does not have that much time. So he just have only the 7 days, right? So Sukadev Goswami is saying, I can explain you as much possible. I can explain you. Um, so in the detailedly, I can explain you as you don't have so much time. So for explaining about the each Manu or Manmantra, it will take so much time, like around 100 years or something. As you don't have much time, so I will try my best to explain. So very detailedly and clearly. Um, so in the text 8, so as we all know, like the entire universe, now now Sukadev Swami started explaining about how this Manus have happened and everything. So as we all know, this like the end of the millennium, um, uh, everything will be ended this millennium. So at this millennium, the God only is existing. So that's the reason the God is called as Anadi or Adi Purusha. So everything, including the Lord Brahma, also, so will be not exist. So once that millennium has been ended, then here Sukadeva Goswami is explaining about like once after the end of the millennium, again the Lord Brahma had appeared and he was born. So so in the text 10. So, how the Lord Brahma was born from the navel of the Supreme Personality, that he was explaining. And he also have to start different gunas and he have to um, so, so that's the reason. So he have to create the generations. Lord Brahma was born from the navel of the Supreme Personality, and then he have to start the guna, and he has to born. So from there, that he was born, as he was explaining here, it was born from the Lord's navel. From the mind of Lord Brahma, uh, we had like Marichi was born, and from the semen of the Marichi, the Kashyapa appeared. So it was explaining like, so the Marichi was appeared. Um, so in the text 10, it is showing about like Lord Brahma like gave Marichi was born, and from the semen of the Marichi, the Kashyapa appeared, and by the womb of mm, like Daksha's daughter is there, right? So she's Atiti. Um, who is Kashyapa's wife? They have given the birth to the Vishwasvain. Vishwasvain was born to the Kashyapa and Dakshayani. Daksha's daughter is like Dakshayani. And Dakshayani is they have given the birth to the Vishwasvain. And the Vishwasvain wife was Samjan, and they have given birth to the Shraddha Dev. So here they were explaining. So Vishwasvain have they have given birth to the Shraddhadev. Here the Shraddhadev Manu was born to the so yeah, he is the dynasty like which the Bharata dynasty. So in the next generation, so the Parikshit Maharaj was explaining about the Manus and he want to know about more how this dynasty and so next generation is going on. So he's explaining about these all thing how that this Bharata dynasty how they gave to that Shraddhadev Manu was born and Shraddhadev Manu have like he have like sons, different sons. So they are Ishwaku, Nagra, Sarvati, Drishti, and so like this, the 10 sons they have. And first, like Shraddhadev Manu, he was not having the sons. So therefore, like they were not having any kids or something like that. So then they have requested that Saint Vasista um, to perform some sacrifice for the Mitra and Varuna. So there they have requesting can be for doing the sacrifice to get a child. And during that sacrifice, that Shraddha Dev's wife, so Shraddha, she was like desiring to have a big baby girl. So, but Shraddha Dev was a request like he was having a desire to have a son. So then, Shraddha Dev's wife, Shraddha, he just goes to the sacrifice, who are doing the sacrifice, the Saint Vasista, and requesting she offered her obeisances and then begged, can I have a daughter? So when you are doing sacrifice, can you please uh, bless me to have a daughter or something, daughter like that. She was requesting to the saint who were doing the sacrifice. Then what happened? Then here, um, so now in the text 15, so the chief priest who was doing this, performing the sacrifice, uh, they were thinking about that request, what the Shraddha, that Manu's wife have given. So then they have performed that sacrifice and they have performed that sacrifice and they were happy that they got child but they have the sacrifice have done and everything is done, so then the child was born here. So the Manu had got a child and then mm, but instead of getting the son, the baby girl was born. So the Manu was not that satisfied, but the baby girl, the wife was so happy, and then they gave that the girl has a Leela. The name has Leela. Then Manu was like he was like thinking what was happened, why this was happened. So he want to go to Guru Vaivista and Vasista and want to ask what was the reason that I was thinking of the to have a son, but I had a daughter. So I just want to ask you the reason what was happened. So, as you all know, like you do a lot of Vedic mantras and everything, and the result, whatever you do, the desire. So, here the Prabhupada was explaining very nicely in this. So here the Manu took her daughter to the Vasista and he was saying that I did not expected the daughter. I was expecting the son. So the sacrifice has done for the son, but how did we get the daughter? So here he was asking that if we chant perfectly all mantras, then our desire will be satisfied. That is that anything like that mantras did not go properly, or why did not I get the son? So this was a doubt he was having. So he was like thinking, so whether I can go to the Saint Vasista and ask this or clarify this doubt or something. So he just went to that. He went to Saint Vasista, and in the yajnam, when our desire was fulfilled, means that we did not perfectly do any like any sacrifice did not went through properly or something. So what was my desire was not fulfilled. We didn't like he was asking in this way. So yeah, uh, so Prabhupada was clearly explaining about that. So in Kali Yuga, if our desire should not happen, what we need to do is Sankirtan Yajna. So, which is Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, in Yajnam, like if we chant this, so our desires will be fulfilled, or whatever desire we think, so that will happen. So, for this mantra, it is like he was thinking that Shraddhadev was thinking that is there any as you all know that the saintly person they never make mistakes. So why my desire was not fulfilled? So this mantra, like nobody can do any mistake, or it is not like if we do any mistake or something it will happen something. It is not like that, as you all are like great learned scholars, you all know the Vedas so much and everything. So you cannot do any mistakes or something. So this is like uh, very powerful mantra and the japa you have done, but still my desire was not fulfilled. What was the reason? He was uh, asking to uh, Saint Vasista. He just want to clarify his doubt. So that's the reason he just went to the Saint Vasista, and he was requesting. So he was asking, so what was the thing that happened? And then now the Saint Vasista was he's saying like I know, like, and also he was saying that as you all know that you are like well balanced in mind, and you always speak truth, and you are self controlled, and because you do so many austerity and penance, whatever you do, it is like completely like cleansed of all the material contaminations. So this he was talking to the Saint Vasista, and when you do some yagnas or sacrifice, the demigods will never baffle your words, or um, those things he was explaining in. So he had so much like um, faith on the Saint Vasista, but the he was like little doubtful, like how this determination has failed. Like I was having this thing, and whatever they think and do the sacrifice, that will be very perfectly done. So he was having doubt. He just want to clarify that doubt. So that's the main thing. So then now the Saint Vasista had understood what was going in Shraddha mind, and he just want to explain. So what was happened? Like it's he don't want to explain like what was happened and everything. So, but he know the situation because his wife was having the desire to have a girl. So they just kept that in the mind and done the sacrifice. So and later then the priest, like he was explaining. So okay, you have so much determination and the desire, so I shall give you a son. He was explaining to the Shraddha. So then after so much discussion happened and everything happened, then Sukadev Goswami is explaining to Parikshit Maharaj that that powerful and the saintly Vasistha had made the decision to offer the prayers to the Supreme Person, to Vishnu, to transform the Leela into the male person. So then the Supreme Personality of God control, being pleased with what the Saint Vasistha was doing, gave him the benediction. So whatever he was having the desire, so he then transformed the Leela into a very fine male. So they named him as Sarjuna. So then in future, further verses and stories will be knowing um, what happened and why again the Sadyumna had become the female. So we'll be having in further verses. So thank you so much to all devotees. हरे कृष्ण वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय हरे कृष्ण
Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
थैंक यू
Mataji.
माताजी
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
थैंक यू माताजी
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
थैंक यू सो मच बाबा जी